Hello and welcome. You're watching Rush Hour with me, Sumita Karir. We bring you a quick roundup of the day's top stories over the next 30 minutes. So let's begin with the top story that we're tracking this hour on Rush Hour, with India-Canada ties now plunging to newer lows. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau doubled down on accusations on India, stating that India is quote-unquote supporting criminal activity against Canada. In fact, both the countries have expelled each other's diplomats, and Justin Trudeau has also alleged the role of Indian diplomats in Nijjar's murder. Remember, the first allegations came about almost a year back by Justin Trudeau, and India has termed these allegations over and over again as preposterous imputations. But will these developments hurt businesses? That remains the big question. But what we are learning from government sources is that government sources claim that Trudeau is repeating an old story with old motives and objectives. In fact, government has also claimed that while a repeated assertion that has been made by the Canadian side is that they have credible evidence, however, the Indian sources, Indian government sources who ET Now has spoken to, they say that there's not credible evidence that is being shared with the Indian side. In fact, this allegation by the Canadian side is very untrue, is what government sources tell us. In fact, Indian sources, government sources also say that Canada's assertions are largely vague and of course they are in denial. But largely what have been India's allegations as far as Canada is concerned and Justin Trudeau is concerned, well, the Indian government has over and over again maintained that, like I said, there have not been any credible evidence that has been shared with the Indian side. The Indian side has also stated that Justin Trudeau is making these kind of allegations so that they can benefit him politically. Remember, the elections are going to happen in the country next year. But it will be interesting to see the kind of an economic impact that these sliding ties will really have on India, of course, on Canada. Remember, many pension funds are operating in Canada. They have investments in Indian companies. That FTA that was being negotiated between the two sides is currently on hold. We'll have to see what the economic fallout is going to be on the Indian side, given that there is a huge diaspora, Indian diaspora in Canada. But government sources also are telling us that they should not expect any major impact on India-Canada trade with respect to the recent developments that have happened. In fact, major escalations have happened in the past 24 hours alone. In fact, earlier in the day, we spoke with KP Fabian, former ambassador, and also Jen Das Gupta, former ambassador of India to WTO, to understand the implications of this diplomatic row and where our ties headed next. Let's listen into what the gentleman had to say.
Very recently, NPD, New Democratic Party, led by a Sikh who is openly pro-Khalistani, had withdrawn support from Trudeau, and there was a no confidence motion, and Trudeau was able to defeat that motion. But Trudeau is doing it primarily for domestic survival.
What can get affected in a small way could be investments, bilateral investments from the Canadian side to India and India to Canada. But this is something which we will have to live with, because diplomatic relations and very frosty relations which prevail at the moment and have prevailed, in fact, for the past few months or so, they do spell uncertainty, and they do inhibit investments to a certain extent. So I don't think trade will suffer, but investments may suffer.
All right, so
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.